Hello, welcome back to the channel for the Week 8 picks, preview, and prediction. We've got ourselves a pretty good season going so far. 55 and 41 plus 9.2 units. That's pretty good in my book. Last week we were 5 and 4 plus 0.4 units. Our third consecutive winning week. Hey, listen, it might not be a lot, but you betting $10,000 a game. That's what, $4,000? It's a lot. But yeah, looking at the slate here, it's headlined by Penn State, Ohio State, excuse me. And that's where we're going to start with the Penn State Ohio State game. I would say I think Ohio State's going to roll in this game quite comfortably. My prediction I've been all week is 24-13. Think it might be a bit of an aggressive prediction, but it's what I had at the whole time, and I got to stick by what I thought initially. I've been around the block long enough to know that Ohio State is kind of a house of horrors for pretty much everyone involved in that game. And I think that, James Franklin's frankly scared of this team as he is with some other big ranked teams. I think that until he proves us wrong, there's no reason to believe that this man can do it. I don't know if he can. I don't think he will. So we're going to go with Ohio State. I know that the edges and running backs are a big advantage for Penn State over Ohio State, but I think everything else Ohio State dominates in. I think Marvin Harrison's going to go crazy. We heard what Michael said in the BCS podcast. He likes what Julian Fleming's going to do. I know a lot of people aren't the biggest fans of him, but hey, listen, I trust Michael a lot when it comes to Ohio State media, And I just overall think that Ohio State's going to take care of business. And yeah, Ryan Day's 35-0 against other coaches in the Big Ten, not named Harbaugh for a reason. So I think that I'll take that number. Hey, listen, prove me wrong. I'll be rooting for Penn State. I don't care. Make me wrong. I'd be the happiest person out there to lose a couple bucks. So yeah, that's what we got there. Also, I don't trust Drew Aller as much as a lot of other people do. He could very much prove me wrong. I mean, J.J. McCarthy is probably what people are saying about J.J. McCarthy. I'm assuming going into this game was or Michigan Ohio State last year was just like, he hasn't shown me anything. I haven't really proven it. I don't really know what the hype's all about. And he obviously proved it. So I think Aller could do a similar thing here, but I'm going to be betting against that. And I think Ohio State, unfortunately, as it is for me as a Michigan fan, they're going to win this game and do it by at least 5 points. Next game up, we have Oklahoma and UCF. A little bit of a potential letdown spot for Oklahoma here. I'm not going to touch the spread, but I want the under 67.5. I think that's going to be a good play. Very confident on that one. We're going to do 1 unit, though, even though I'm very confident on it. It's funny that I'm saying that, but I do think that that's going to be a game that people are not really going to look at, and all of a sudden it could be close at the end. But I think Plumlee and those guys are run out of juice a little bit. I know he's been banged up a bit, and I don't know if they're going to be able to run up as many points as they want. And Oklahoma is kind of doing the same thing, maybe a little bit of a sleepwalk. I know you beat Texas and then bye week, but you still played Texas last, and you kind of watched the highlights for a full week and a half. So maybe they're not up for as much. The next game, first 2-unit play, first of 2 2-unit plays. I've got South Carolina plus 7.5. I do like this play a lot. I talked about this one and the other 2-unit play, Minnesota plus 3.5 on the Unplugged podcast, Michigan Unplugged with Darnell and Giovanni. It actually featured Zach as well, a member of the BCS, the S in the BCS. And we'll mention that later. There's more in depth than that, so hopefully I'll put the link in the description if I remember or if it's out yet. But go check that out for the in-depth explanation. But I'll go quickly here. I was like, look, Shane Beamer, he's showing emotion. He broke his foot after losing his mind last week in a horrific loss to Florida, which we picked right correctly in Florida. And I think there's a lot of points there. 7.5 is a lot, again, in the SEC. I think Mizzou is a really good team, but they're susceptible to some close games. So I think that they're going to still win the game, but 7.5 points is plenty for me. And I think that, South Carolina gets the job done and gets it inside the number for us. And then with the Minnesota game, there's a lot of reverse line movement. Everyone was all over Iowa, and the line's still going towards Minnesota. So that's very scary. If you're an Iowa better, that means Minnesota's going to go crazy and kill them. So 3.5 points is plenty. I think that potentially could be more than that. And it also has the lowest over-under in history. I think it's down to 30 points now, 30.5 points, something like that. Kind of ridiculous, but give me the underdog in a game that's going to only have 30 points. 2 units on that one. Sandwiched between those two games on the time slot is Tennessee, Alabama. If you check your calendars, it is the third Saturday in October coming up. I guess tomorrow when I'm posting this. Usually I'm posting this on Thursday, but tomorrow. So that means Tennessee and Alabama are going to play. Last time on CBS, it will be at 3:30. Obviously, everyone remembers what happened last year. Couldn't be two more completely different teams than last year. Both these teams were offenses running and gunning and slinging with no defense, and it's quite the opposite this year. It's bad offenses and good defenses. Damn near elite defenses and poverty offenses. But both teams can try to run the ball. I think Tennessee's be able to move the ball a little bit more successfully. And if you're giving me, 10 points, the team I think that could be potentially the winner of this game, I'm definitely going to roll with those 9.5 points in Tennessee. I'm feeling very comfortable with that one. But it'll be a one-unit play regardless because it's a little bit odd to me it's that high. Then we got an ACC matchup, North Carolina versus Virginia. Virginia, obviously, a lot of tragedies last year, and it's a very sad situation. But Devontae Walker and Drake May and the guys are going to show up and go crazy. I think that they go absolutely hammer time. The 23.5 points is not enough, and they're going to win it no problem. 7 o'clock on ESPN, Ole Miss, Auburn, the battle of Lane Kiffin's potential employer last year versus where he ended up staying. Hugh Freeze obviously came in, revenge factor for Hugh Freeze. A lot of revenge in this game, and I think that this could be a points factory. Over 55 is a nice play in this one. 55.5 now. I'll mark that down on my sheet quickly. But I think that Jackson Dart is a really good quarterback, and they're going to be slinging it all around the floor, I guess the turf. And I do believe that it's going to end up being a close game, probably a little bit closer than the 6.5, but I could see a late touchdown with Ole Miss kind of covering a spread. So we're just going to go with the total. We're going to go over the 55 points. I'll save that pick for last. And then I've got the 8 o'clock Fox game, Utah, USC, over under 52. The spread is up to 7 now for USC. I'm liking the over 52. How bad that USC defense is. Anyone can score them, and I think if USC is going to win this game, which they probably will, they're going to score at least 35. So give me, 28 out of Utah, we're going to hit that over no problem. So I think it's interesting to see that Utah, obviously ranked 14th. Technically, USC is an underdog if you do that record there. 5-1 versus 6-1, 4 on the Pac-12 for USC, 2-1 for Utah. By all intents and purposes and measures, I guess you would say it's technically an upset, but obviously it's not going to be an upset if USC wins because they're a touchdown favorite. So I like USC to win and definitely the over as well. So, you can probably make a little same game parlay out of that, but for us, we're just going straight over 52. And then finally, it's the game between my team and the little brother up north, Michigan State. Spread is now 24 points. Kind of crazy that it's moved to that. Listen, there's a lot going on in this rivalry. Got very hostile place. We did a whole podcast on it with Darnell and Michigan Unplugged. I keep mentioning it, but I'll put it down there in the description. And I got into it a lot. And listen, I think that this game's going to get a little bit ugly. 46 points. Michigan might cover that on their own. I think that you can take the over and the Michigan spread. You'll be fine. Took Michigan also. So Michigan minus 24 is a 3-unit play. Also took Michigan minus 31.5. At plus 240, 1 unit to win 2.4. We're going hammer time, folks. And I'll tell you right now, we're going to have these turnover buffs on all weekend. Michigan will be rolling. A lot of defensive stops. I think we get at least a sack or fumble or two, some interceptions. Will Johnson, Michigan man, Grosse Pointe legend. I think he'll get a pick 6 potentially. I like Michigan to the defense as well. It's not an official pick for me, but I did it yesterday on the Unplugged podcast as well. A little bit of a sprinkle on Michigan anytime touchdown for the defense. I think like plus 280. So that's all I have for now. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.